Hello, welcome to Mindset Monday. Today we have Gordon Drayson, who I'll tell you about in a minute, but what we're going to cover, what Mindset Monday is all about. If you're feeling down in the dumps, if COVID's getting the better of you, if you simply would like to find out ways, get inspiration on how to live life better, find out how other people cope with issues in life, and how you yourself can, I'm just working out how to, oh, here we go. Ooh. And how just get inspiration on how to have a positive mindset, a growth mindset, and live life to the max. You can see our guest here, Gordon Drayson, and after the break, we're going to come back and I'm going to introduce him and we're going to find out what Gordon's secrets are to living his best life.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us here 24 hours and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Welcome to Mindset Monday on Relax Radio with the wonderful Gordon Drayson, all around good guy. So briefly, Gordon, he's a professional magician. I actually met him at a balloon convention many years ago because he does really nice balloons too. And a hardworking business owner. Now that is not just to run his entertainment business. He also has a website business, and he's a photographer, a videographer. He's basically really good at everything he decides he wants to do. And he runs Drayson Design, a company that creates and designs print. He calls it print publicity. I call it great photography and websites. He's specializing in the entertainment industry. So people like myself that are entertainers. And he's a member of the Magic Circle, which is no mean feat, and Equity. Gordon has won several national competitions as a children's entertainer. I've seen one of them in the As It Happened, and it was very funny. His magic performances range from children's parties through to close-up and cabaret magic for adult events. I'm going to add in there that the one thing I really love about Gordon's shows, and anytime it's funny, he makes me laugh. But he's also really professional with what he does. So anyway, that's my little aside. And as well as he's slightly less than half of a double act. Well, he's going to have to explain what he means by that. The double act is Pip and Paul, who they tour the UK with their cabaret and theatre show. At least they do in non-COVID times. I think it's mostly Zoom at the moment. And for fun, Gordon likes to act in plays and pantomime. Another place where I've seen him on multiple occasions. This year sees Gordon writing for the first time, directing pantomime in the Croydon area for January 2022. And let me tell you that Gordon has the ability. He may be only less than half of a double act, but he is capable of filling a stage full of oversized people. So Gordon, welcome to Mindset Monday.
Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to be here. I was having a little dance with the jingle earlier. That was really quite nice. I quite enjoyed that.
I love it. Every time I hear it, I like it more. I dance with it. I had Christiana last week giggling away while I was doing it. She thought it was funny. Me dancing is funny. Okay, right. I'll take the feedback. So yes, I've introduced you. I mean, you do so many different things, Gordon. And the reason why I invited you onto the show is that you do everything that you do with such grace and creativity. And I have seen you solve problems, not just for yourself, but for other people so brilliantly. You have like definitely the ultimate growth mindset. You have got can-do attitude, and you always find a way. And if you don't find a way, I have noticed this about you as well. Most of the time, you take it on the chin as well. You don't get upset about it.
No,
most of the time.
I'll go and find someone else who can solve it for me, which is,
Yeah.
you know, do what I can, and if I can't, go find someone else to do it for me. Which is, you know, I think the best way of doing it.
That's a solution, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning and work our way along, shall we? So what came first, technology or magic?
So I think, so magic came first. So I started doing magic when I was about 4 years old, and I remember getting a finger guillotine. You know, one of those little plastic things where you put your finger in and you potentially cut off the finger. I convinced my grandma to put her finger in it, and it worked successfully, which was great. At the age of 4, you know, she was very brave to do it, and I've sort of kept doing magic since then. And technology came in a little bit later when I was at primary school, and they got their first computer, and I was sort of hooked on it. I thought, you know, this is amazing. You can do all these new things with it. You can program it. So I sort of learnt BASIC so that I could get it to write my name all over the screen. And every time I went into WH Smith's, where they used to sell computers, I used to type in this little 10, print Gordon is great, 20, go to 10, and have all these computers, all the monitors are saying Gordon is great. You know, just they must have hated me in there. But
What age was that?
Oh, that would be primary school. So I'm guessing sort of 9 or 10. Yeah, because it was near the end of my primary school, because that's when they got a BBC Micro, which was a brand new computer that they brought in, and no one really knew how to use it. So I sort of decided it was a puzzle, because no one understood it, and I sort of thought, right, okay, how do you do it? So I learned how to do it, and it got to the point when we had one computer, and it was on a big trolley with an enormous monitor. It was quite heavy, and it used to go between classrooms because it was on a trolley. You used to wheel it in, plug it all in, turn it all on, and then it would be there for the lesson, for the length of that lesson. And no one really knew how to do it apart from me, because I invested the time in learning it. So I used to, at the beginning of every lesson, I used to have to take the computer and the trolley and take it to whichever class it needed to be at, set it up, let it go, and then come back for my own classes. So
you were the school tech guy?
I was the school tech guy before there was such a job. Yeah.
See, I didn't know this story, and I'm just going to say it now, because then you'll get the segue, get the link later.
Okay.
Your son has also got into technology very young as well, so he's following your footsteps. At what age did Taylor start using technology?
Oh, well, see, Taylor was born in the year 2000, November 2000, and he's never known there to be anything other than internet. I mean, the internet has been available his whole life, which, you know, is a massive step up from me. I mean, that was my teenage years. That was
he'll be like, what is a BBC Micro?
Yeah, when he watches this back, he'll probably Google it and go, "Oh my goodness, it's the size of a, 27-inch monitor," and that's just the computer. How can
for those of you that weren't there in the the BBC Micro, about 80s?
Yeah, so it would have been early to mid 80s. Yeah.
Right. So he couldn't Google it. There was no Google then, if you're young enough to not know that. There was no Google. The only way he could actually work it out was either have the instruction manual or just play with it until you work it out. Just FYI, there was no Google.
It's in the day when Wikipedia took the form of encyclopedias, and you used to have to buy them from the salesman at the door and pay a certain amount every month so you could get the whole series.
Yeah, we had a set my dad on Sundays would put them together, and we ended up with a full set of encyclopedias. Yeah, that was it. That was my reference library.
They used to do A to G as the first volume, and so you had to then complete it. Otherwise, you had no. You wanted to look up xylophone, you couldn't.
That's right. That's exactly right. Okay, well, I didn't know. I just learned something about you. That's really. So you really started technology early on. So you got fascinated with magic, fascinated with technology, became the school computer guy. Right now, then what? What your teenage years were just improving the skills?
Yeah.
When did you start actually?
Computers were quite new still. So we had we still had BBC Micros at high school when I went there, secondary school, and they had a bank of them this time. So it was an IT room that had about 25 of them, all with monitors. So you sat there with the computer in front of you, the monitor there, and then you had to sort of do that to look between the monitors to see the teacher at the front.
Okay.
I was quite small, so it was. I can't really see round, but I can see what he's doing. And we used to learn.
Don't tell Gordon, but that explains why he says he's less than half the double act. Okay, just yeah.
Part of it, yeah, exactly. So I had to look round, and they were all joined up with a network, which was new to me. It's like, what's a network? I don't understand. And I found out there was a central computer in the room right at the front, hidden away, which had access to all the other computers. So.
Here we go again. Gordon is great. You better get that on.
Right. I sort of researched it a little bit and found out that there was a main password, like a master password. And I realised that the IT teacher didn't have a very good memory, I guess, because inside the room he would have a piece of paper on the wall with the password. It's like, okay, and if you wanted to speak to him and he was in that room, well, you had to go into the room. You knocked, he said, come in. So you walked in, you asked him your question, you looked at the password, see what it was that week, and then you go back to your computer. And they had different access levels, and the top access level was 99. And if you had access level 99, you had access to everything. And that included access to the 2 games that they had on the whole system, which on the last day of term they would give everyone access to. So your computer lesson was playing computer games, which is, again, it wasn't very common. We had like little Ataris with Pong. That was the sort of level we were at, or the little Pac-Man, the little yellow Pac-Man game that you used to get, or Asteroids. So there wasn't big.
That was about it. Asteroids, Pac-Man, and Pong. Yeah, that was about it. And adventure. It was. It's a screen. It was.
Well, you had to type. Yeah.
You had to type in instructions. Go left. Look in room, and it's a completely black screen. It's called a text adventure, and it would come up with, ogre has appeared, and then you have to figure out. What do you want? Kill ogre. You'd have. Well, that didn't work. Pick up. Look, and you had to say look, and it would say, oh, there's a sword in the corner of the room in text. So you had to be able to read. Like, okay, pick up sword, and what do you want me to do with it? Kill ogre. And now, that was my.
So the game that they had on the system was called Frak, F-R-A-K.
Okay.
It was like a platform game where you had to jump up and make sure you didn't get got or get killed. And so once I had the password, I could go back to my computer. I could log out of my account and log in with the main password, and then give my friends who were sitting near me access to level 99, which then meant for the rest of the lesson, we could all be sitting playing games with the volume turned down. And of course, the teacher couldn't see because he was looking at the back of our monitors, not the front of our monitors.
It wasn't one of those walk around and look, see what everybody's doing teachers.
No, although I did find out that the main computer in the room at the back, or the front, I should say, could show what everyone was doing on the computers. So I did get found out and asked to speak to the head of year.
Okay, so the conclusion there is do not leave Gordon alone, unattended with your computer.
Or your password.
Yeah, exactly. or your, especially not your password. No, well, that's actually not quite true, because Gordon and his son, Drayson Design, ish. No, it's not. It's not. I can't
Yeah,
say
well,
that. It's tinker till it's oh dear, help me out here.
So I'm Drayson Design, and he's got his own company, the Creative Tinker.
The Creative Tinker, thank you. So Creative Tinker is now responsible for my website, and Gordon works as a consultant for him. I know that. So the point is, I do trust Gordon with my password, and he's very trustworthy. And so after the break, we are going to look at your entertainment side.
Oh, okay.
And I understand you've got some magic for us.
I might be able to do something special for you, yes.
Okay, well, let's look forward to a little bit of magic after the break and find. Oh, we've got some comments as well. We'll find out what our comments, and we'll respond to our comments after the break. And I've got anybody who watches this show knows that. Oh, there we go. I found it. Here's the jingle. Woohoo!
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Hello, welcome back to Relax Radio's Mindset Monday with Gordon Drayson, who is a magician and all-round good guy. And these few minutes, are you going to be able to drip feed some magic a little bit in this section, a little bit in all the sections? Will that be?
That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so let's share some comments we've had. Imelda Williams says, fantastic interview, very interesting.
So that is my my partner's aunt, and she's a lovely, lovely lady. She's probably one of my biggest supporters. So hello, Imelda. Lovely to see you here.
Thank you for joining us, Imelda. And then we've got Samad, who is a regular on Mindset Monday and Happy Maths Hour. So Samad is in Bangladesh. So welcome, Samad. It's really good to see you. And Tanzila Labono. Are you do you know?
I don't
Tanzila?
know. No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Tanzila says, hi, Caroline and Gordon, enjoying your show now.
Oh, that's
Hooray.
lovely.
So welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please do. So maybe we can have some questions, like if you have any questions you want to ask, or if anybody if you're watching, please do put in comments. I can see all the comments. And so we can just let us know, just comment, say hello. Right, Gordon, let's start with some magic. I love your magic.
So yes, Caroline is one of my biggest fans. I think we go to Blackpool every year, don't we, Caroline?
Yeah, some years, not this year, not last year.
This year. And no, I was there last year, but it's
you
not.
Went to Blackpool last year.
Yeah, 2020.
It was because it was in February. It was before. That's right. No, but I wasn't. I was on my way. Sort of. I was in Spain on my way to Tanzania to go on safari. That's right. So I wasn't in Blackpool last year, and it's not on this year. And is it on next year?
There's a virtual one this year. So we should explain to everyone. Blackpool is a big magic convention. It's the biggest magic convention in the whole world. When I started, they used to have about 1,000 people turning up. It's now over 3,500 people.
Magicians from all over the world.
Yeah, and they take over Blackpool, the whole of Blackpool. And we use the Winter Gardens and the Opera House, which is an amazing theatre. Just, it's so big, isn't it, Caroline? It's
really big, and even so, the last year I went, they had to have 2 sittings.
That's right. So they're getting so big now, and it's a 3,500 seat theatre, so they have to have 2 shows, early evening and late evening, to be able to get everybody in, which is just madness. So
it's the go-to place for magicians to network and learn new things and buy lots of magic that they might never ever use.
Yeah, exactly right. I know you have a favourite, so I thought maybe we'd start with that. Should we start with your favourite?
Yay!
So to be honest, I'm not sure how this is going to show up on this. I'll do my
maybe
best.
put it a bit further. Oh, either really. Yeah, that's it. There.
Yeah,
we can see.
I've got
Yes.
some rubber bands on my wrist. Just say stop whenever you like, and I'll grab one.
Stop.
Okay, I went right to the back there. So this one here, you happy with that?
I'm very happy with that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to see if we can take that off. 1, 2, 3. Take it off by magic, obviously.
Obviously.
We now have a rubber band, which I shall place on my finger and thumb. Are you happy with your choice there?
Yeah. I'm happy with any
I'm
of
going
them.
to take one more, and this one I shall place.
You took that off the proper way. You didn't use magic to get that one off.
No, because I want to just prove to everybody that I do take it off normally sometimes. I'm just with the cap there to the camera. Hello.
You are normal. Hello.
So the two rubber bands are actually trapped together. Okay.
Yeah,
now they don't
very clearly.
because they're solid rubber bands. They don't go down through the finger. They don't go up through the thumb. Okay. The only way for them to get apart by magic is to give a little blow, and then they just sort of melt through each other like this. Okay.
Still don't know how he does that. I've seen him do it dozens of times.
I'll get rid of one, and I'll show you one with a different colour rubber band. Now, the reason it's different colour will become apparent very shortly. Tell me, do you know, Caroline, do you know what origami is?
Yes, I'm not very keen on it, but yes. You
Okay,
fold bits of paper and drive yourself nuts.
So I've come out with what I think is a brand new art form. I'm going to call it rubbergami.
Rubbergami. It rolls nicely off the tongue.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's the art of making shapes with rubber bands. There we go. Now, if I just hold that.
Oh, it's a star.
Very good. See, as a bubbly maths person, you were the perfect person.
Well, it's got a pentagon in the middle, and it's a pentagram actually.
Yeah, it's not quite a pentagon.
It's an irregular pentagram. It is.
Okay, yeah, irregular is right. Thank you.
It's irregular pentagram. You haven't made a regular pentagram. Sorry.
There is a better one though that took me a lot longer to figure out, which hopefully you should be able to see.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh, you've got a pentagram in the middle, and it's like, oh my, that's brilliant.
It's actually a star within a star.
Within a star, yeah. It's fantastic.
Now, Caroline, because you are the fantastic host, you get to make a wish, but don't tell anyone what it is, otherwise it won't come true. This star is going to come towards you, and when it gets to here, you get to make your wish. Are you ready? Make your wish.
Yes.
Don't waste it on silly trivial things. Make it a good one.
No. It's a good one. It's a really good one.
Good mindset. That's what you need for this. Are you ready?
Yes.
Make your wish.
Yes.
Now. Did you wish upon your star?
I wished upon my star. I did.
We're going to know, Caroline, if your wish is going to come true. Is to see if your star becomes real.
There you go. It's a done deal. Okay. That's beautiful. No, we can see it. We can see it fine. No, whoa, stop. Put that star somewhere for me, please.
I will. I'll put it just safely. And you can have that next time I see you. How's that?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you look after that star, your wish will come true.
That's it. That's why I want it. Because I want to have it
One last thing I've been practicing. Do you want to see this one?
Yes.
Okay, it's taking me a long time, so you won't laugh, will you?
I don't guarantee that.
Okay, it's called the Incredible Shrinking Rubber Band. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I remember this one. I'm sorry. I have to laugh.
Can you see?
I can't help it. That was really good. Making a rubber band shrink. Wait! Stop! What?
Oh, it actually completely disappears.
Okay, right. All right. Okay. With Gordon, every time it's, how do you do that? And I see him do the same thing. I've seen him do it so many times. It's the same thing every time. How do you do that? I don't want you to tell me. It'll spoil it for me.
I've just noticed that, for people to be able to see this properly, there's a hair on the camera. Let me just. There it is. On the camera.
I'm sorry, that is not a hair. I'm terribly sorry. That ears aren't long enough. Back legs aren't long enough. Sorry, I'm being picky here. Being
You are
finicky.
being very
That was funny though. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more. Right, we've got 5 more minutes before the break, so let's find out a little bit more about your. Now, this is we didn't talk about this in advance. This is I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to see if we've got time for maybe 2 stories, because I want to know about your story of how you joined the Magic Circle. Because you have to do a show for that? Oh no, you got in the easy way. Well,
No, I didn't.
You earned your way in. No, go on, tell us, how did you get? Because ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is not easy to become a member of the Magic Circle. I say I'm still not a member. I haven't exactly done my magic diligently, but you have to audition. So
yes, you do. So it's doing magic in front of magicians. So the current
high caliber magicians.
Well, yeah, exactly. You have to basically do a 10 to 12 minute performance in front of members of the Magic Circle, of which 3 of them are judges, and they decide if you are good enough, competent, entertaining. There's lots of different criteria. If if you're presentable, all these sort of things, and you have to get a set marks. You have to get a certain number of marks to be allowed into the magic circle, and it's incredibly nerve-wracking. So the way I went about it is I was a member of a different magic club, so a local magic club in Kent called the Kent Magicians Guild, and I found out that they would allow examiners to come out to like a venue and watch you if it wasn't possible for you to come and do your performance at the Magic Circle.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. That's interesting for me to know.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a big difference, especially if you're a children's entertainer. I wasn't doing children's magic at the time, but if you're a children's entertainer, trying to do children's magic in front of magicians is never going to work, because they're not going to react the same way as adults. Adults won't react the same way as children do. So I had them. I asked if they would come to the Magic Circle, to the Kent Magicians Guild, to our competition where we were doing close magic. And I would
close-up magic is. Do you want to describe very briefly what close-up magic is for those that don't know?
Close-up magic is the sort of magic you would do in small groups of people. It's the sort of thing that I do with rubber bands. It's right underneath the spectators' noses. So you might have sort of 4 or 5 people around you, and you'd be doing magic, mix and mingle, or at a table, that sort of thing. So it's
you might do it at a wedding or a gala and walk around the different tables and do it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or a festival, or a corporate do, or something like that, where you're entertaining VIPs, that sort of thing. And so I asked them to come to the competition, and entered the competition, but didn't tell anyone that this was my my entrance to the Magic Circle as well. So the examiner was given the job of being one of the judges, so that he could get a good viewpoint, and he got to see what was going on, chat with the other judges. And I did my performance, and when they came round to announcing who the winners were, it turned out that they had made me the winner, which was really good.
So you were the winner at your Magic Circle audition. How fantastic!
Nice, because I won the close-up competition and I got a trophy, which, funnily enough, I'd forgotten, because I got a picture of the trophy just a while ago from the current holder, and I actually won it the year after as well, which I'd completely forgotten. But that was by the by. And they also then announced that this was also my audition for the Magic Circle, and that they were happy to say that I had now been accepted as a member of the Magic Circle. So I got double whammy. I got to be a member and I got to win the competition. It was a great, great night.
Fantastic. I've just put your website, your magic website. It's called disbelieving.com, and it's now going down underneath. So if anybody wants to, you'll discover after the break. Before we get to the break, I've got one more question for you. It's a quick one, but after the break, you'll find out about because this is all about Mindset Monday. As you can see, Gordon has a can-do attitude, which is the key to a growth mindset and a positive mindset. Gordon, of course, was affected by COVID as an entertainer, and you will see after the break how he handled that with respect to the magic. But before we go to the break, I'd like you to describe something which my beloved partner, who rest in peace, he was a magician. He was a juggler. He'd never done anything else his whole life, and his jaw dropped when he saw you do this. What is it I'm talking about, Gordon?
Oh, are you talking about the shoe?
I'm talking about the shoe.
Okay, right. Okay. So it's a really cool trick, which funnily enough we use in our double act. It's the first thing we do. It's the opener to our double act. But
when he's talking about Pip and Paul, we're going to have Pip and Paul on a separate program. That they've got great. This man is just so amazing. So yeah, so Pip and Paul, and then Pip and Paul's double act, and he does this on his own as well, just randomly. Go on.
So I can't do it because I haven't got enough room. But
well, no, I know. I'm putting you on the spot. You've actually got to describe it really well.
You stamp your foot on the floor a little bit and sort of, it's like, oh, you know how you feel when you've got like a stone or something in your shoe, and you go, oh, something in my shoe, and bend down, take my shoe off my foot, hold it up here, and then take a full unopened can of Coke out of the shoe, put the shoe back on, undo it, and then you can drink it or hand it out to somebody. So it's
yes,
a can of Coke. It doesn't have to be Coke. Could be something else.
Yeah, you're promoting Coca-Cola here.
Yes.
It's absolutely mind-boggling. I absolutely love it. It's like, okay, did you bring the Coke?
Yeah.
And he does it. It's like a throwaway. He's about to be walking out the room. Sorry.
I was just going to say when I go out and when we're walking around Blackpool or something, when we're together, the number of times Caroline says to me, have you got a can of Coke on you? And I go, I'll have to take my shoe off and check, and she won't allow me to carry on until I've checked my shoe.
I love it.
Which is really funny.
If you hadn't got this, if you want a magician, and Pip and Paul do travel around, and even with, well, not right now, obviously, but this give you, I don't know when you'll be seeing this, justbelieving.com, and that will get you to call Gordon, which will get you to all the other options. I can't recommend him more highly. Right now, let's see. Break. Jingle. Time for the jingle. My lovely jingle that I love so much. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, yeah, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Welcome back to Relax Radio's Mindset Monday with myself, Caroline Ainslie, and the wonderful Gordon Drayson, magician and all-round good guy.
I'm going to be singing that jingle all day now. That.
Sticks in your head, doesn't it? I love it. Such a wonderful singer as well. She's just so, love it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about your serious business, we're going to call it almost, but he's just he does all my photo shoots and everything to do my head and shoulders shots, all my professional shots. Gordon does those for me, so he does all of that.
Yes, I liked the pictures you have on your image before we started. Very nice.
I'll just actually let me put that up just while I ask the next question so you can see. Here we go. There's that. So Gordon took those pictures in the background that you can see. Sorry?
I was saying you're hiding behind the picture of me there.
I am. One of me is. The others are just fine. So that Gordon took those, and then we had. Oh, it's so much fun too. It's like you have a great great fun time whenever you spend time with Gordon, whether it's working on your website or whatever. And, you know, not that I'm plugging it, just I am plugging it, you know. So
it was difficult to do the magic to get 3 of you in one go before I could take the photo of.
That was the video. That's why you need a magician to be your photographer, so that you can have special effects like that.
Smart at the same time was a nightmare.
So you've got a successful business. You've got your website. You're doing your photography, your videography. You're doing your magician stuff. Well, and then COVID happens. Now this is all about mindset. This is all about can-do attitude. This is all about finding solutions to problems. What did you do?
Well, so the majority of my work is when I go out performing at events. So it's either birthday parties for children or corporate events, VIPs. I do lots of 40th, 50th birthdays and wedding anniversaries and all sorts of things like that. And when COVID hit, well, you know, I had a diary that was, you know, quite full. And then all of a sudden, I'm not able to do any of them. And not only am I not able to do any of them, I've got...
We're both at home, by the way, so you know, COVID. Sorry.
My son, who obviously doesn't look in the diary to see that I'm doing a radio show, honestly.
I know, really.
So, very unprofessional. So chances are he's going to ring back though. So yes, COVID hit, and all of my
answer it. I'm on the radio. Go away.
I'm on the radio. That's like what's it? Was it the TV show? I'm on the radio. Right. So yes, COVID hit, and I have all these bookings that I can no longer do. You know, and you take sort of the next 2 months worth at a time. You don't want to cancel all of the year's worth. Because you don't know how long it's going to last. You've no idea. You know, we were led to believe that, you know, after a couple of months we'd be back to normal, and then, you know, it carried on a bit longer and so forth. So not only do I have no shows anymore, but, you know, most of these people have paid some sort of booking fee, which now needs to be refunded. So the money I have got in that I'm not going to get any more from the rest of the shows now has to go back to all my customers and hope that we can rebook at a time when we are able to. And now I've got, you know, my 2 big businesses. Magic is the biggest for me, and the web design is the second busiest. It's not as busy as the magic. So my main business is now not bringing in any income, and the government, to their credit, sorted out the grant for self-employed people, which was good. I think I'd have really struggled if I hadn't have done that. And a lot of entertainers got together and started chatting, you know, what are we going to do? How are we going to get through this? And the consensus for most people was that they were going to have to go out and get another job. You know, whether it be delivering for Amazon or you know, going to work for Sainsbury's as a stacking shelves, or as a picker for deliveries, which, you know, funny enough, there's a lot of jobs came up for that.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I'd rather find another way to do what I love to do, and spend my energies working on things I want to do, but still manage to pay all my bills that I need to pay, because, you know, they still need to be paid for. And so I started doing free 10-minute magicals. I called them MAGICALL, as in magic calls over Zoom.
It's right there on the ticker tape.
Oh, so it is. Excellent. So I was doing magicals for people, 10-minute shows just for birthday children, so that their birthday in lockdown was a little bit more interesting than it would have otherwise been without any entertainment, and sort of putting smiles on faces. And my thinking behind it was I would get some people to review it and leave me testimonials on social media, so that it builds that side of my business up on Google and Facebook and so on. And then I had a few, I did sort of maybe 20 of them. and someone sent me a message going, "This was so great. You've really lifted our whole household, as long with our grandparents who came in on the call with us as well, and our aunties and uncles and cousins who also joined in. You know, how can we send you some, you know, some money, a tip to say thank you?" And I thought, I have no way of doing that, but I can set up a way. So I set up a PayPal, you know, tip jar, as it were, and thought, well, if these people want to give me a tip, you know, I'm not asking for tips, because I realize there are other people in my situation who aren't out working and maybe aren't earning any money and they don't want to. And I've offered a free show. So if they were able to and they were willing and they wanted to, I allowed them to send me a tip. And I told all the people I'd done before and all the people from then on. And being the technology sort of person that I am, I set up an automated way to do all this just to make my life easier. And I found that people were very generous and very grateful for doing it. And so it was allowing me to get some money coming in. And since then, I've gone to paid calls. So you can have a magical. It's nothing like the sort of money that I would do when I was going out doing real live shows, because obviously I'm sitting at my desk like you can see now, and I'm doing shows in sort of this space. But it still lifts people. I'm getting lots and lots of comments and feedback about how it's making life more fun and lifting spirits and helping with mental well-being as well. Because, you know, some people are on their own. Some people, children in particular, are not seeing their friends. And the only thing they're using Zoom for is to be homeschooled. You know, they're going to classes and things. And that's, you know, taking all the fun out of it. So by doing a show where they can join in and have fun, really sort of turns that around a bit. And I'm also doing work as well now. I'm
teaching magic.
Teaching magic, yeah.
Oh,
so we
cool.
can do that
Nice.
as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
But
and you do that for a group of people, like plebs,
yes,
non-magicians, just as a fun activity.
Yeah, teach them how to do some simple magic tricks. They can go away and learn and practice, and then show their friends and family.
I was going to say plebs like me, because I do some magic, but yeah, I'd love to learn. I need to learn more so I can join the magic circle. So I can testify to the power of Gordon's Magical, because we organised, it was kind enough to do one for my grandson. So we've got his father in America, he's in Spain, and I'm in England. We're all, well, his father's not on his own, but the boy obviously not with his mother, but and we could have had other friends join the call as well. And it was just and Leo, it was either Gordon featured or Leo featured center screen, and it was absolutely that he bought into the whole thing, hook, line and sinker. And I would like you to tell the story. How do we tell the story without giving it away?
That's a good question. So I like to give birthday children a sort of a present or a gift at the end, and it's difficult because I'm this side of the camera and, you know, they're the other side of the camera, possibly in a different country, as it was on this occasion. But I've got a little booklet called Magic Tricks You Can Do, which is just basically a way to teach them how to do some simple magic tricks themselves. And so I'm holding it here, and I say to them, you know, how can I get this to you? And they say, put it in the post. It's like, yes, we could do that. Although it's it's January now, and I've just had some Christmas cards arrive. So the post is not actually that great at the moment, because, you know, they're under pressure. They've got people off sick and ill, and there's got to be a better way to. How about we do it by magic? And then without giving too much away, I magic it so it disappears from here and it appears in their house, so that they actually are holding it in their hands and my gift has got to them. And
do you remember what Leo did straight after that?
He wanted to send it to his dad in America, so he was trying to do the same that I'd just done, to send it from his house in Spain over to his dad's house in America.
And then he was thinking about lots of other things. It's like, he had a dinosaur. Right, how do I send Grandma this dinosaur? And then he was like, Dad, can you send me this toy or other that's in his bedroom in America? And he was like, that's it. He found a new system for
And it's
shipping
great, isn't
things.
it? 'Cause children, they don't have any preconceptions that this is not possible. They just accept it. When they see it happening, they go, oh, okay, that's possible, you know. And so they then come up with all these different ways of how they can then use that new found knowledge to you know, make life easier and better for them, which is great. I love that about kids.
So mindset wise, keep an open mind and perform magic for children. That'll lift your spirits. Or book Gordon to perform magic for your children. That'll lift everyone's spirits.
So when I was,
you have a performing name. What's your performing name? It's not Pip. It's not Gordon, is it?
So no, Gordon is my name when I perform for children. So it's Gordon Magic. But when I do magic for corporates and you know, adult parties, I am Pip Kennedy.
There you go. So I called him Pip then. I don't know if you noticed. Right, we're going to have another break. And after the break, we're going to get a Gordon Pip's wisdom on a few matters. And I love his definition of success. And another little magic. We've got a little bit more magic to come. Yes. Woo! Did we have any magic in this section?
I don't know, but I did find the world's largest magic wand. Look, I can show you. Look how big that is. It's enormous.
It's huge. It's filling up the whole screen.
Actually, I've got the largest. Can't do that in real life, you know. It doesn't work. You have to do it on Zoom.
So, see, for the benefits of Zoom, yet another COVID benefit. Using Zoom for magic. Right, time for the jingle, and then after that we're going to have a little bit more magic and find out Gordon's secrets to a successful life. I love his definition of success. Absolutely love it. The best yet. They're all good. We're having such a great time with these. See you after the break. 3, 2, 1.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us here 24 hours and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio. Relax Radio.
Welcome back to Mindset Monday on Relax Radio. I'm here today with Gordon Drayson, magician and all-round good guy. He's a magician. He does websites. He's a photographer. He does videography. The thing is, it sounds as though he's like doing a bit of everything, but the videography and the photography all come in to they all merge together to make some really fantastic websites. So, and he does specialize in the I'm just giving you a plug here. Let me actually put that one up before we move on to the next thing. I'll put the Drayson Design. Here we go. We'll show that. So that's if you need a website, you need some photography, pets. I've seen some amazing pictures of pets. Me, and
one of my projects actually during lockdown was to completely redo my Drayson Design website, because even though I was doing lots and lots of other people's websites, it's a bit like a plumber, isn't it? A plumber goes out and does all of his customers' taps and stops them leaking, but you know, come back home again, his own taps are leaking because he never has the time to sit down and do it. So that was one of my projects. It's brand new. So
it's revamped. So websites, go for it. And his son is also his son is now he's taken over my website because Gordon was fed up with me. So let's have some magic quickly so we make sure we don't run out, because we've got to have magic. I don't think she had any.
I can't believe how quickly time is going by. Have we really been on already for 50 minutes? That's amazing.
Are we having fun?
So the magic wand I had before was just silly. We cannot use that. So instead, I've got another magic.
That's not a magic wand, Gordon.
No, you're right. It's a banana. We can't use that. I'm so sorry. Shall I see if I've got another one?
Yeah, all right.
I'll get another one. There we go. Just sorry, no, I didn't mean another banana. I meant another wand. I'll get rid of it. I'm so okay. So sorry. This could be going on for most of the day. It's no good. We're going to have to. Oh, oh, it's a
The
little.
amazing shrinking banana.
Do you know? This is the sort of banana you would eat if you weren't very hungry.
Mm. Do you know what? They have bananas not much bigger than that in Tanzania. It's brilliant. They're like a smile.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, silly me. It's a banana. I thought it was an apple. Like an iPhone, an apple.
Yeah, got it, Gordon.
I mean.
So there you go, comedy. This is what I love about Gordon's magic. He just makes me laugh, and I see the same tricks again and again and again, and I love them every time. They're always fresh. You're one of those amazing people that performs every time as though it's the first time. I love it.
You know, Caroline, there are 3 things I can never remember. Four things I can never remember.
Okay.
It's at times like this that I wish I'd listened to what my dad said to me.
Can you remember what it was?
No, I wasn't listening.
Right. So we have only got a few minutes left. So what I wanted to do is Mindset Monday. Let's find out Gordon's wisdom. And so I'm going to go straight to your definition of success. I really love that. You get 10 out of 10 in my book for your definition of success. Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, I've written it down here just to make sure. I know what it is. The wording was really good. It's having the freedom to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So, yeah, doing a job that I love doing, making sure that I can cover all the bills that need to be paid to make sure my family is well looked after, but making sure that if I want to, stop work for an hour in the day and do a radio show, I can.
Or take the dog for a walk.
Yeah.
In the snow.
Yeah, exactly. Do things that I want to do when I want to do them. And not a lot of people are in that position. And I realise I'm in a really lucky position to be able to be able to do that. But it has come with lots of work and dedication and making sure that I get to where I want to be with with the focus you need to get there, because it's there's not everyone can work for themselves or even work from home. There's too many distractions for some people.
I certainly struggle with it. I have to be brutally honest here. Focus is is my biggest problem. I managed to stay independent, but it's not easy. And yes, and you do a lot better job of it than I do. But
deadlines are always good.
Yeah.
Even if they're self-imposed deadlines. So having deadline is always good, because it's coming up and it has to be done by then. And also giving yourself a reward is also a nice way to reach a goal. So if you say to yourself, if you're a big fan of chocolate, for example, I'll give myself a bar of chocolate once I've done this particular job, and it might take 2 days to do, and you can reward yourself at the end of it.
Right. Yeah, that's a good tip. But better not reward myself with a bar of chocolate, though. That can rather round rather quickly.
It could be heavenly chocolate. You could make sure you only eat your heavenly chocolate once you've succeeded in a goal.
Oh, now we're plugging. Oh my goodness, I haven't got Stephen Conway on my list. Right, okay. Well, that heavenly chocolate is I can't eat. I can't eat wheat or dairy so chocolate's an issue. Sugar is not good for me either, and heavenly chocolate ticks all my boxes. I can eat heavenly chocolate, and it is heavenly. So we're having Stephen Conway on. So your mission, you basically, it's kind of, your mission. I loved your mission.
Oh, what did I put for that? Hang on. I've got it written down here. My mission: to entertain everyone and put smiles on faces. Yes, exactly. That's my goal in life, is to put smiles on faces of everyone I meet. That's the plan anyway. If I have managed to do that and you're watching this, please leave a comment and let me know if I've made you smile.
Yeah, please. Yeah, because we haven't had any comments for yonks. If you do comment, please let Gordon know that he's made you smile. And if you haven't, if you haven't succeeded in making them smile, you made me smile.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
And if you're watching this afterwards when it's not live, still put the comments in. We'll still be reading them. So we got 4 minutes left, and I'm do you know what? I'm just going to say a couple of things. Gordon also does charity work. He works in hospitals. What's it called? Pod? Called
Pod.
What does it stand for? Do you know what it stands for?
It stands for pod.
It stands for pod.
Some people ask if it's short for another word, like a abbreviation. It's actually long for P.
I know it's short for podiatrist.
I don't know what it's short. I don't think it has a short name. It's just called pod.
It goes into hospitals and entertains children that are stuck in hospitals. And they resumed that, but I'm guessing they're not doing that right now because it's full lockdown again.
No, not at the moment. I did manage to go into one of my 8 hospitals that I do every month in October, November, and December, but only one of them. And then we had lockdown again, so I couldn't do any more. But it's great when you go in because I've had this several times now. Because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a play specialist, I'm not a nurse, I'm a completely separate person, and my job is to put smiles on faces. I can go sort of to someone who's stuck in bed, who's been there for maybe a couple of weeks and is really not enjoying it. Maybe they've got an operation coming up or something. I never ask. And I just do some magic for them and make them laugh and make them smile. And I've come away from several different patients and had the nurse say to me, that is amazing. That child has been here 2 weeks. They haven't spoken to anyone, let alone, talk or anything. And you've been in there I think you were there for 7 minutes, and you had them laughing and you had them rolling around and big smile on their face. It's just amazing. And it's true, magic really does bring a smile to people's faces,
especially when performed as superlatively as you do it. And I've put the magical I put the magical link on again, and we've got 2 minutes left. Is there some magic you can do in the 2 minutes that we've got left?
Possibly.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes.
Hook's ready.
I want you, and we haven't set this up, but I want you to think of a playing card and name it out loud.
Well, I better name it out loud because I won't remember otherwise. Jack of Hearts. Everybody help me remember that. Jack of Hearts.
Okay, now you can keep that one or you can change your mind. It's your choice.
No, I'm keeping it. It's mine. I want it.
Okay, I have a pack of cards here, and I guarantee you there is only one pack of cards. I don't have 52 of these, and you'll understand why I say that in just a moment. Because if I go through these cards and fan them out, hopefully, if we look very carefully, you'll see that there is one card right at the back here that is turned around. It's the only one upside down, and it just happens to be.
And it is. Oh my goodness!
The Jack of What is that this Jack of Hearts actually came from a completely different pack of cards.
Oh, there you go.
And
right.
Once every 52 times I do it.
So okay. Thank you. I've seen him do that before, and it's always a different card. I don't know how he does it. How do you do that? Right. So we're out of time. Thank you so much, Gordon. Magician and all-round good guy, web developer, and doing good, making everybody smile. Thank you so much. And Pip and Paul will be on another time. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, Caroline, thank you so much for inviting me. And, it's a great show you do here. And I hope everyone who watches it gets lots out of it.
So do I. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.